Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Tyler County Board of Commissioners are now in session.
Please stand with us for the pledge and prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for your Son. We thank you for yesterday, for the resurrection. We don't deserve what we get, but we thank you so much for it. Watch over us as we guide us as we make these decisions. Be with us, protect us, and help us. Watch over the citizens of the United States, of the state of Indiana, Howard County, and just guide us and lead us each and every day. We ask that you watch over our troops that are in harm's way, particularly in the Middle East, and that you would just help them and guide this. And we would hope that we would have peace soon, Lord, that we would have peace. And it's in your Son's name that we pray. Amen. Amen. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. And we'll just start off with special announcements and recognitions. Our HR Director, Carrie.
We have a special years of service recognition tonight for an employee who has dedicated the last 6 years to our veteran service courts. She does really exceptional work. And so we're excited to recognize K.D. Perry for her excellent service. Come on up, Katie. So anyways, we thank you, Katie, for your service to us, and we hope that you continue for many more years.
Could I briefly say that I'd like to recognize former Judge Perry that's here as well. It's, I've noticed it was probably the service dog actually started working for him first. So thanks for coming, Judge.
Carrie, would you like us to get a picture with?
Picture with the dog.
Come on out.
All right, squeeze on in there. She's too excited. There you go. Oh. Good job, girl.
There's one more recognition we need to make. Introduce your employee who's been here the longest.
Yes, Angie has been with the county 47 and a half years, am I right, 48 now?
Yeah, she's good.
Longest-serving Howard County employee.
Yes.
She's never been really officially recognized, except on paper, so.
Is that right? Okay. Yeah.
This just goes to show you that all of our employees are important to us. All of them. So, thank you, Carrie. Appreciate that. Next on our agenda is approval of our previous meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those minutes are approved. There they are. take us into our departmental business and reports. First up, our highway department. Amber?
Thank you. My first item is our CCMG 2026 project bids were due today. We got bids from DC Construction, and we also got a bid from E&B Paving, so I'd like to take those under advisement. And then the next thing I had was for Bridge 30. This is the right-of-way contract that we had advertised probably 2 months ago. We had to go through the federal process for that because we had additional right-of-way that we did not anticipate on this project. So we had to advertise for that contract. We awarded that to Lockmuller. And we had to do this in 2 sections. We had to do an addendum to our old contract, and then we had to do the new contract. It was just the federal process and how we had to do that. So the addendum to the original contract is in the amount of $18,895, and the new contract is $7,425. So I would like to present those and get both of those approved at this time.
Just a point of order, wouldn't we open the bids before we took them under advisement? Just as a point of order.
Yes.
Oh, we need to open those bids? Okay, sorry. So the bid from E&B Paving is, I believe, in the amount of $1,366,307.86. And the bid from DC is in the amount of $1,774,266.69.
Thank you, Amber.
Now do I
Sorry.
hear that motion to take those under advisement?
I make a motion to take those under advisement.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, take those bids under advisement. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll take those under advisement then.
Okay.
Okay, now the bridges. What was the first amount, 18,000?
Yes. $18,895.
Okay,
And that is in an amount not to exceed that amount, so.
okay.
Make the motion to accept. the bid as presented.
I have a motion and a second to accept those not to exceed 18,895 and 7,425. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is accepted.
Okay. Signatures, everybody. Those.
Thanks, Amber. Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Amber, when you get back to the podium, I do have a question. If you could give us an update, because I've had several questions about this, on the Deffenbaugh Bridge.
Yes, so that is the Haynes Bridge that we've dubbed the Haynes Bridge. It's an odd one. It's a privately kind of owned and maintained, I should say, bridge. But we do have oversight on it because we do have to inspect that on a federal basis. So they did start construction on that last week. They kind of came back after the winter season. They are kind of waiting for the asphalt plants to open because they do have the road to pave and they have just a few tie-up things to finish up. They're anticipating, we do have scheduled a walkthrough, I want to say it's May 11th is our walkthrough. We do have that scheduled on our calendar. At that point, if we see any little punch list items, they may have to get those done. but it will be open by the end of May is our anticipated date. So,
Okay, end of May.
yes.
We look forward to that.
Yes, it's been an interesting one with the city, the county, and Haynes International being involved in trying to coordinate this whole thing. So, yeah.
I'm sure all those area residents do as well.
Yes. Yes, but the end is near.
Thank you for that
Yep.
update. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next is our Planning Commission. Jessica's going to give us an update.
Hello, good afternoon, gentlemen. So we have two items on the agenda. The first is a rezoning for property located at 5312 North 700 East. Ordinance number 2026-BCCO-13. And this was approved at the March 17, 2026 Howard County Plan Commission meeting. The proposed rezoning is for a single-family home.
Are there questions?
Is there any remonstrance?
No, there was none.
No questions.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 2026 BCCO-13. All in favor?
Aye.
That ordinance is approved.
Okay, so the second item is a one-lot subdivision, Hot Settler Acres. This was also heard at the March 17, 2026 Plan Commission meeting, and it was approved. And so this is located at the same property. They just had to rezone the property in order to
Okay.
create that subdivision and make it a residential lot.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve case 4CP-26. All in favor?
Aye.
That case is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next up is Madam Auditor.
We needed to do a Howard County allowable cost policy for our federal grants. This is for both indirect charges that are federally funded. Alan has looked at this, and I just need a signature for this policy to go in place. If you want to see the rest of it, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, that's the first part.
Any questions about the allowable cost and cost principles policy?
No, sir.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the Howard County allowable cost and cost principles policy. All in favor?
Aye.
This is passed. Okay, anything else, Jessica?
Nope, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is our maintenance department, Mr. Stone Street.
Good afternoon, everyone. Long time no see, seems like. I think the last time I was here was January, which is a new record. The first item would be the masonry proposal for this facility. We have a little bit of structural issue. It's not structural issues, it's cracking, and it's in the bricks outside, and we have to have it looked at. While we have it open, they want to do structural inspections, make sure we don't have any issues with the freestanding structural steel or anything like that. We do not. We've done this before, and there was nothing that needed to be done. We just want to make sure while we're there. But they're going to open up 3 exploratory places. It's a new company that hasn't done this for us before. They'd like to bid the whole building. They will then go back and make all the repairs that are necessary for the 3 exploratory spots. And then hopefully we'll get a price on how much it costs to do the whole facility. That's going to cost $7,686.60. And I would like to pay that from Coomcat Building Repairs, 1138.47243.
Make that motion.
Second.
Bill, I appreciate you staying on top of this and getting this taken care of, so. I have a motion and a second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
That is approved, Bill. Thank you.
The next one is a wrap-up for this very long and arduous and tiring jail mechanical upgrade. Structural engineer at last moment, who had agreed to, we did not need to do anything on the roof, decided we did. And we had to tear out ceilings, tear down insulation, put in structural bracings, weld inside the courtroom and in the sally port or garage, and a lot of other things. This will be the last invoice. It's from Hearn. It's ceiling related. All of this has been verbally approved by the commissioners before we've done this. But this is the final invoice. This money was originally earmarked for the structural steel. We've already paid that from the ceiling work. So this is the last overrun. The cost is $9,833.46, and I would like to pay that from Coomcat Building Upgrades, 1138.47243.
You promise this is the last one?
It's the last, I don't know what else we could possibly have to do. The last 3 units that we did place on the roof are not caving through the ceiling, which we knew they wouldn't. They're not very big units, but they need wired in and wired up, and they're ready to go. So the big story here is how much money are we going to save on utilities? It's going to be huge. So I'm really looking forward to it. We also have Duke Energy Prescription Saver Program. A check is currently in the mail for us for $23,000. I can't remember, some change. And it's rebate money for doing green work. In other words, our equipment qualified because it is energy savings devices or equipment.
It's certainly been a journey, hasn't it?
It has been a long one. It has been a long one.
Do I hear a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That's approved.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bill. Next up, we'll hear from Kinsey. Michelle?
Good evening. I'm just coming in front of you guys today to ask your permission to raise the secure detention per diem rate to $175 a day. And I have spoken with Judge Murray, and I do have her approval.
And what was the old rate?
147.
I do have a couple questions, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
At the new rate, 175, where does that put us in comparison to the rest of the state?
Sure. So the research that I conducted, those rates range from 157 to 185. There was one facility that was privately owned that upwards of $300 a day. That's an outlier, well out of our range as a county-funded facility. So
this puts us kind of in the range of the rest of the state,
absolutely.
okay? In this section of Kinsey, where does our census range right now? Where are we at?
Okay. So daily, day by day, anywhere from 8 to could be as many as 14, 15, and that just depends on the kids, the court process.
Sure. And what's our capacity?
Our capacity is at 26 now. I'll be honest, I don't know that we would ever get there or need to be there.
So if you're, Michelle, you might explain a little further that of those 14 kids that would be in security detention, that probably what percentage of those would be from other counties? And what other counties do you work with on a regular basis?
Sure. So we've worked with a wide variety, a wide range of counties throughout the state. We'll work with our neighbors, Miami, Carroll County, Cass County, and then we'll go far-reaching. Vanderburgh County was a recent one. Any county, quite frankly, who calls and their youth meets our detention criteria.
Thank you.
Do you know, or maybe Commissioner Lipinski knows, how many of these type of facilities we have around the state?
An exact number, I could not give you that. I would say maybe 10, 11.
That's kind of what I thought.
Although we are centrally located, and so I find that it's easier for us to transport back and forth from court, picking up upon intake and so forth. We're also unique in that we have a shelter care also. And so there aren't too many left that will have both a secure and a shelter unit.
Questions?
I think the per diem is in range personally, and somebody that worked in that field for numerous years, a per diem increase was needed. It was needed, and I think it's a fair range. So I would make the motion to accept that at 175.
I'll second it.
Okay. Alan, there's no other questions that, I mean, it's just for us to approve, right?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
All right, I have a motion and a second to increase the per diem rate from 147 to 175. All in favor?
Aye.
That is approved.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Michelle. Okay. So that takes care of departmental business, takes us to new business. Former Commissioner Brad Bagwell.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Bagwell.
I managed to get on another committee. It's the Relay for Life Planning Committee. We had planned to have the Relay for Life in Foster Park on September 12th, but there was another event scheduled on that day, so we would have to move it up a week, which is Labor Day weekend, which wasn't good, or move it down a week, and that wasn't good for a lot of other reasons. So instead, I suggested we move it to the courthouse square. Easier access, easier for people to get around, walking a path, walking the laps. Another person has gone to the city to get permission from the city to close off those streets. My task is to get permission to, if needed, use any part of the lawn to set up with, put tents on, kind of have a place in the grassy area that people could go and kind of sit and get off of a pavement area or off of a concrete area to kind of sit and relax for a little while. So I'm asking for permission to use the courthouse lawn during the September 12th, 2026 Relay for Life.
And this is just for a few hours during
It'll
that
be,
day, is that right?
it may be around 12 hours total. We haven't really set the hours yet. It's that day right now. It may be like from 10 to 10. Usually, it used to be a 24-hour Relay for Life. Now they're maybe 12 hours, it may only be 10 hours. We really haven't decided on the number of hours yet, when it's gonna start, when it's gonna end.
And is there a number of events besides just the walk?
Say again?
Usually a number of events around there, right?
Say again?
There's usually a number of events that goes along with this.
There'll be something going on, yeah. Last year, they had planned to do some sort of, I can't remember what it's called, almost like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of medieval dressing kind of, I don't know what it was. It got rained out, it got rained out, so they didn't have it. But they do have some other things. They'll have food trucks, tents, booths, different kind of events like that.
As a participant, it's a very worthy thing, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I make the motion to accept.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the use of around the courthouse for the Relay of Life on September 12th. All in favor?
Aye.
I just would ask that you give us the times that you're looking and that.
Yeah, once we know for sure.
Okay.
We've only had one meeting, and that was when we were still talking about doing it at Foster Park, and then after that, when Sherry, the chairman of the committee, went and talked to the Parks Department, they said, we've already got an event there that weekend, so you can't. So then we're scrambling, so that's when I suggested, why not use Courthouse Square?
Say that's approved.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
See ya.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen, for that. Okay, that moves us into claims and reports. Salary claims.
I have two. So for the payroll for 3/20/26, $1,185,898.65. Do you want me to say the other one too?
Just do them both together.
And for the payroll for 3/20/26, $1,145,656.16.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those salary claims are approved. Next is the payroll expense.
For 3/20/26, $1,185,898.65. For April 3rd, 2026, $1,145,656.16.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those are approved. Operating claims.
$4,205,444.14.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those are approved. Do we have any claims to ratify?
None.
Do we have any monthly reports?
None.
Thank you. Any grants?
None.
Mr. Wilson?
I have one matter to present to you. This is the standard operating procedures for the Howard County Courthouse security that have been developed by the Security Committee. These are being presented for approval by the commissioners, then they would also be approved by the judges as well.
This just needs our verbal
Right.
approval.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
Okay, you have a motion and a second to accept the SOP for the Howard County Courthouse Security. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, those are accepted.
Thank you. That's all I have today.
Back to Alan. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, we have one follow-up from Amber.
Yes. I was able to review both of these bids for the Community Crossings 2026 project, and I would like to go ahead and request permission to award this to E&B Paving in the amount of $1,366,307.86. All of their paperwork was in order and their math was correct, so I would like to go ahead and push this through so we can get this going for the season.
I'll make that motion,
Second.
because she's wanting to get it done.
Just one comment before we take this vote. The reason that we kind of did this quickly, you want to explain that?
Yes, so there was a whole lot of people that applied for community crossings, and there was not a whole lot of money that came out. There's actually been like a second pot of money that has been released. In order to secure those funds, we have to have a contractor under contract and submit it to NDOT, and it's basically a first-come, first-served basis. So we want to make sure that we get our funding for this community crossings matching grant. It's a 50-50 grant, so that would save the county an abundance of money. So we want to go ahead and get this in as quickly as we can.
Yes.
So I just thought it was worthwhile to kind of explain why we're kind of doing this. So
Yep, absolutely.
thank you for doing that, Amber. So I have a motion and a second to award this bid. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that is awarded.
All right. Signatures.
Is that the only signature
Yep.
spot?
Yep.
Oh, they spelled my name wrong. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. Okay. Mr. Bragg,
No, sir, don't have anything.
Mr. Lipinski.
A couple things. Mr. Wilson, on the battery storage ordinance, are we close? When do you expect
Yes.
that to come out?
Yes, we are very close on that. We've made the last set of revisions. We're double checking. Then the process, it has to go before the plan commission to be approved and then recommended to the board of commissioners. So we're hoping to get on the plan commission agenda for this month.
Okay, thank you. And then, the West Middleton property that was, we've had some issues with in the past, and
Yes.
Western Schools had asked us to take a look at it, as well as some others. I know that this last week, that I was contacted at several pieces of the roof and several pieces of siding, which I believe were bricks, were in the roadway, and it's becoming a certain more serious concern, so I think it's something that we probably need to get looked at immediately.
That's certainly a priority, yes.
Anything else?
No, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
As a follow-up to what Commissioner Lipinski was talking about, the commissioners get, I'm gonna say, a lot of complaints about buildings around the community. Dilapidated buildings, dangerous buildings, trashy lots, trashy buildings. And, you know, we work with our attorney on trying to get these cleaned up or taken care of or even torn down. But we are limited on a budget about tearing these buildings down. Once we set out to tear down these sometimes abandoned, sometimes just dangerous buildings. Yes, we can put liens on property, and we do. But retrieving or getting back that money is a long-term deal. So once this budget is expended, it's expended. It is not an endless amount of money. And I get it that money should not equate a dangerous building. It just should not. But the reality is that we as commissioners, we have a budget. And that budget is limited on what we can spend. And it's unfortunate, but it is not endless. So sometimes we have to prioritize where we spend that money. And I wish it was endless, because let me tell you, the amount of complaints we get on buildings and I'll just call it trashy properties out there that neighbors want cleaned up is growing every day. And I just want to reassure our citizens that we really are doing the best we can on what we have. And we're keeping Mr. Wilson busy just on properties. And it is unfortunate that these properties exist in our county, but we are working on them. Sometimes it's trees, dangerous trees that we work with our county highway on getting out there and removing these trees. It's just endless. So I just wanted to make that comment, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about that. So, okay, public comments. Do we have any public comments? Seeing none, hearing none.
Make a motion to adjourn. So
Second.
moved.
Okay, all in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
We stand in adjournment. Thank you all.